Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me today for quite a few things. Firstly, I'm going to be taking out the Ford GT to go for a drive. I haven't driven it for quite a while, but that will connect to the second thing, which is to finally collect from Topaz my new Goodwool car cover. Now, if you haven't seen a Goodwool car cover, wait and see exactly what this looks like. It is very, very cool. Now, the third thing is that I recently teased that I might have found my dream car, a car that could arrive on the channel around 2 million subscribers very, very soon, and I might have some more news on that. And also, I've got some news about the future Shmuseum, man cave, car storage. I've put in an offer on a new location. So today, it's going to be a busy one, but I'm taking out the GT, haven't driven it for a while, and I cannot wait. Okay then, lots to discuss. A new car, a new storage location, but we're starting off here where I currently keep my cars, and this is not their normal look, as you'll know. They're currently parked under some temporary car covers, but I quite like having all of the cars protected properly. You know, the Ferrari under the Ferrari cover, we've got the Senna under the nice McLaren cover, and of course, up to this point, I have not had a cover for the Ford GT. It has been a bit of an absence. I've been keeping it under an old one that never fit properly for this car in the slightest, and at the moment, it's just under that very cheapy thing at the minute. However, when these cars head to a new venue, I want them to all be stored properly, which is why, through Topaz, a distributor of Goodwool car covers, we're heading today to collect the one that I showed you the materials for a short while back. Now, before we do go, let me tell you a little bit more then about this mysterious dream car, a car that has come up for sale. Well, like I hinted, I think a week or two ago, we've been talking a bit about it, going backwards and forwards, and I think, fingers crossed, that this might be about to happen. I am trying to contain a little bit of my excitement, but stay tuned, maybe in a week or two. Let's see, let's just see. The other bit of news is to do with where I keep all of my cars. At the moment I have 7 or so spaces here with them on display, kind of. I say on display, they're not really on display. It's a private supercar storage facility. What I would like to have is all of the cars on display in my own Shmuseum, my own venue, and I found somewhere, I've put in an offer. I think, again, fingers crossed, that might be about to happen. If it does, there should be space to store, well, maybe 18, maybe 20 cars in total, but obviously I want to have them nicely presented, along with many of the things I've accumulated over the years, the memorabilia, the bits of broken cars perhaps as well, some of the Senna parts you've seen. So, well, let's see if that's able to happen. For the time being, though, I'm going to be taking out the Ford GT, so I need to take off this cover. The car hasn't been driven, actually, I think for quite a short while, perhaps a couple of months, maybe it's been 2 or 3 months. I can't actually remember. So it definitely needs to be driven. It is now over a year old. Of course, it's sitting on the tyre cushions, just keeping the tyres from any flat spots. I always keep them parked with a full tank of fuel, plugged into the trickle charger, so I'll need to disconnect that as well. In fact, let me just come through and lift this all the way off to the back. Some of my covers that actually need to go for some cleaning at the moment. But inside here, I've got the key in my pocket, so it should automatically unlock. There we go. You get that nice little graphic. We can pop open the front storage hatch. Sorry, very dark down there at the moment. And go and get this trickle charger unplugged. Squeezing around, it's always a little bit of a process to do this. He says, where is the catch? You can tell I haven't done it for a while when I can't remember where the catch is. There we go. Get this unplugged. Not too complicated to do. Done, just like that. And close that back down. Put this out of the way, and then I can hop in and get this started up. The cover is fully off. Inside here then, to climb on board. Fingers crossed this is going to go without any issue. We can turn on the ignition, wake it up, and then give it 1 second. And I think, with that amazing view through the buttress, bring it into life. There we go, just what we like. So, all perfect, ready and set. Let's go on out then, a little drive over to Topaz. It is not exactly a long drive to come from the storage in central London out to Topaz, only a couple of miles, but basically a lot of roadworks, traffic, and London's 20-mile-per-hour speed limits. Not the most exciting place to be driving a car like this, but I tell you what, being back at the wheel, I absolutely love this thing. I have missed driving it, and I know this is cliche, but it really and truly is like being at the wheel of a spaceship. It is so low, it is so wide, it is so unusual and kind of dramatic and an event to experience. You've got this letterbox view, you have those views through the buttresses out over the sides. It is an incredible car that is it has such an important place in my heart, especially after the tour around the USA, obviously doing so many miles in all of the major cities from East Coast to West Coast, and it's kind of been hibernating since. I know I haven't really driven it all that much, but after doing a couple of thousand miles, you want to savour the experience of these things a little bit. If you do drive them all the time, this might not make sense, but it kind of detracts a bit from the experience when you then do drive them. And being back at the wheel now, I'm going to pop it into sport mode and into manual just to get a little bit more noise and fun out of it. Anybody who says that V6 doesn't sound good enough, well, they haven't got the Akrapovic exhaust system for it, which of course went on while it was in America and sounds oh so good. This car though, they didn't copy anything or do anything the normal way. They made their own systems and everything is kind of unique to the car. Obviously some of the switch gear is shared with my Focus RS's and other models, but it's such a distinct car that to me has such an incredible story. Anyway, as you can tell, we're actually arriving now at Topaz. I'm going to pop the car into normal and make it soft because speed bumps galore. Oh, it's just such a cool thing. Anyway, we're going to be catching up with Nabil to take a look at this Goodwool cover, which we came out to almost spec before to go through the system behind it and go through the options which you can do. And these things are super awesome. I've not seen the cover for this car. Of course, I've got Android Auto connected at the moment, but I'm looking forward to seeing it in just a moment because it has now arrived. So let's head on in just a second, go find the Goodwool cover. There we go then. Oh, we've got the truck coming past. So this is going to go inside Topaz workshop. It's always fun to see my car being driven from the outside. Looks so cool. In she comes then, burbling away. The liquid red, the good old Alan Mann gold stripes. My colour scheme on this car. I'm so pleased with it still. Perfect. Nice company. Yellow Pista. We have the 570 GT4. Oh, hello. Zenvo TSRS. White with blue. Wow, that's cool. It's really cool. And then now parked up inside. Up in the office then with Nabil, and this has arrived.
It's here, it's waiting to go into your car. Let's have a look at it in the box first.
Wow, that's nicely presented. This is the same material as the actual cover, isn't it?
It is, same color and everything. But you're not gonna be able to see it until it's actually on the car. So should we go downstairs and show it to you?
Let's do this. Let's get this downstairs so we can show you guys what it looks like.
So here it is.
So let's take a look at this.
Now, this is the first time I'm doing this, so it's going to be interesting.
No pressure. It's never easy to work it out exactly how you put a car cover on top of a car.
Yeah,
but this
exactly.
will go and fully unravel from one end to the other end. And when everybody sees the design on the top of it, that's where this is really special.
No, exactly. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
So, slightly unravel it and hope we're going the right way. Okay, you can start to see some of the shapes here. Oh wow, I've just caught a quick glimpse through the front.
Oh, did you? Oh, nice.
That's cool. That is really cool.
So you'll see.
Wow. And this is made from merino wool as well.
Exactly, yeah. It's the same actual wool that's used for all the high-end clothing that you have in Paris.
This is super cool. This is super cool. I think this is the world's best car cover.
And
just look at this.
I was so excited when I saw it. I was like, oh my God.
I love that, the Shmee logo as well down at the front.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
Wow, these are like the vents. You've got the headlights, the wheel shapes. How does it handle the buttresses?
Let's see.
Oh.
Put it over
the back. Over the wing. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's even shaped out for the wing.
Yeah. There you go. Look at that.
This is awesome.
Is that light there?
That is actually the coolest thing.
Isn't that? This is exactly the reason why when I saw this and I was speaking to the guys at Goodwool, I was like, oh my God, I have to offer this to our clients because it's just one of those things. It's like, oh my, because you get to see the car.
The ultimate accessory.
Isn't it? That's the thing.
This is spectacularally cool. Love it. The Goodwool logo, the Topaz logo.
So
this is seriously cool.
Apart from it looking good,
yeah.
and obviously that's the first thing you see. It actually has a lot of functions as well. So because it's all merino wool, it holds temperature and humidity, which is very, very important. You want humidity in the car. In terms of it's breathable, it's breathable from down up. It's water resistant as well. It's an indoor cover, but it's still water resistant. So if anything drops on the cover, etc., it's clean.
This is so cool.
So look at the way it fits. You can see your car under the cover, right?
It's kind of weird, but standing here, it's like almost a 3D render of a car, like a digital render that's been made up of the car shape and design.
No, exactly. And again, this is all the design. It's been done in Italy. The whole designs, every single piece. So every single piece has been stitched together.
Yeah.
You have different types of materials. Obviously,
It's so much more bespoke than a normal cover.
Yeah.
When you look at this and the design and the way they've even shaped it to fit perfectly.
No, exactly, yeah. And I just think it just gives the car, especially if you have a car under the cover for a while, it gives you the ability to have a glimpse of, remind yourself what your car sort of looks like.
Yeah, for sure. The colours are so cool as well. I love this. I've just been taking some photos of this and noticing even more details. For example, around the base of it, it has this rubber piece, which actually stops the cover getting dirty, of course, on the tyres, which is something you notice when you have car covers. But Nabil, you were just saying, it's like it's animated.
It looks like a cartoon.
It's a cartoon Ford GT, except it's actually concealing the real Ford GT right underneath. This thing is so awesome. Big congratulations. Really exciting that you're working with Goodwool on this.
For sure. I mean, it's one of those things we thought there's definitely a market for it. Our clients are already acquiring, saying we really like this thing, so we're like, okay, let's get you one. Look, if you like it, everyone else is gonna like it.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, I'll pop the link down below over to the Topaz website if you're interested in finding out more. But this is really, really something very unique, very special, and really nice. Of course, keeping cars in storage, as you've seen with my cars earlier on, it's important to protect them from dust, to protect them from anything that might happen, just give a layer of protection while looking this awesome on top. Thank you very much, Nabil. I appreciate it. This is epic.
Yeah,
absolutely epic.
Thanks.
The car is now back to its normal self, looking like a full real car as opposed to a render again, but we folded it back up. It actually folded very nicely back into that cover, which is now, of course, in the passenger seat, because this car does not exactly have much by way of luggage space. Just a tiny thing back there to fit a handbag or a wash bag or something, which isn't ideal if you have any significant luggage. But now ready to be taken back home to join the others back in the garage, covered by its new Goodwool car cover. Anywho, while we are here, let's take a very quick look at this, the Zenvo TS RS, and check out the design in the carbon here. The shapes that they have created inside the weave. I think you can just about see how they've got it going in the different directions, but still also with the central V spine up the middle. Really, really cool. Obviously the big thing with the TSRS, and I have ridden shotgun in one before, is that the wing actually pivots so that the angle of it helps by having the wing higher up to change the airflow and obviously give it more downforce, which is quite innovative and totally different to anything else. And also look at this, the chopped carbon wheels that they've installed on it. Very special. Anywho, let's get this started up, take it on out, and head back home with the GT. I tell you what, I cannot wait for the trip coming up next month, where this car will be joining some of the others, to get the legs stretched again, to have it out on the open roads, a small little drive. In fact, the first time I'll have driven it myself across the Eurotunnel over to Europe. But I think it's time for another outing to enjoy it, because at the end of the day, what's the point in having these cars if they aren't being used and driven and enjoyed? I like them, of course, looking very nice when they're stored away, everything looking good in what will hopefully be the new garage. Fingers crossed, no news on that at this point today, but maybe in the coming days. Obviously, I'll let you know as soon as I do hear more. But fingers crossed, I'll be getting that place set up and it's going to look pretty epic. I've got some big ideas in the mind to do with it. Gosh, I love driving this. The turn in is just incredible. Even just going slowly around a roundabout. That bit's not so much fun, but hey, normal London things. You get used to it after a while. It's just what driving in this city is like. Have you ever seen a car cover as cool as this? It is so immensely awesome. Back here in the storage with the other Shmuseums. So the GT is plugged back into its trickle charger. It's also parked up on the Coupe Earth tyre cushions, which I also have in the matching red and gold for the car. And these cushions effectively prevent the tyres from getting flat spots if you leave the car parked for an extended period of time. So those are a good thing to have in collections. I have them for a couple of the cars, including GT8 in the blue and orange as well, to match the paint colours. and a few of the others. But now the ultimate finishing touch for the GT, the Goodwool car cover. It is so epic and so fun as well. Ever since I first laid eyes on the Goodwool car covers, I've been wanting to add one to the collection, but the GT is basically the perfect car for it, with the shapes, with the outlines you can see, having the stripes over the top. It also allows to have the wing at the rear, which the advice from Ford is to keep that up when it's parked to protect the hydraulics basically for an extended period too. But this, with the finishing touch of my logo down at the front, just very, very fun. Now I will be parking it under one of those overlay sheets for the meantime as well, just temporarily while we're here, before ultimately this is how it will be presented in the future man cave, which, like I say, fingers crossed, isn't going to be that far afield now until all of the cars can be displayed there, and I'm very, very excited about it. However, for the time being, this is a nice addition, something that's been long awaited. Until this point, the GT has been living under the car cover that I've had for about 5 or 6 years that was fitted for the McLaren 12C, which is a very different shape, much shorter bonnet. It didn't really work. This, however, is fitted perfectly. So the other news for today is about this dream car, which I'm not going to go into too much detail about, but you can probably tell I am quite excited. You'll have to watch this space. It could be right around the corner. For the time being though, a big thanks to Topaz and to Goodwool, the perfect addition for the Ford GT, and I'll pop the information down below if you'd like to find out more. Thank you very much as always for watching though guys. I'll see you again very soon. Cheers!